Hi, this is Priyanka Chopra and you're watching Channel Y.
The biggest South Asian media group, Ymedia.
Ymedia Group, established in 2001, is a media company with a 360-degree approach in reaching our audience over 5 platforms: television, radio, newspaper, online news portal, and mobile app.
Midweek Newspaper, the biggest free English newspaper in Canada. From Parliament Hill to Queen's Park, the Ymedia Studios.
How did your meeting go with the Prime Minister of India?
I've sat down and had many conversations with Prime Minister Modi.
Leader of the official opposition.
Great to be with you, Mr. Jaswal. Thanks for having me. You probably have more viewers in GTA than they have in all of Canada.
I think we found pretty strong support.
Next election, we're going to win 5 ridings.
Ymedia at Liberal Convention in Ottawa. Ymedia at Conservative Convention in Quebec City.
It's great to be with you on Ymedia.
Ymedia at Canada First Rally in Ottawa. Ymedia conducts many political one-on-one exclusive interviews. Ymedia is the official media partner with the Toronto International Film Festival.
You are watching TIFF on Ymedia, the official partners.
Ymedia Group is here at Ground Zero at the 2025 Chicago Water Show.
Welcome to Ymedia. We are at the Port of Vancouver.
But you stay tuned with Ymedia.
Channel Y के entertainment for stay tuned with Ymedia special reports.
Reporting from Chandigarh, Channel Y.
Ymedia helps with connecting with the communities, creating brand awareness, and increases sales. Ymedia works with 100 plus international brands. Ymedia has also worked with 1,000 plus Canadian big and small brands. Ymedia Group, the fastest growing media group in North America.
HKC Construction presents Ymedia Political Sensex. Ymedia federal election debates. Who will be the next Prime Minister of Canada? Tough questions. Affordability and housing. Crime and tariffs. Immigration. Tax and innovation, infrastructure, and more. Watch and listen on all Ymedia platforms. Stay tuned. Vote for the country.
Ymedia Group, the fastest growing media group in North America.
Hello everyone, my name is Ymedia Jaswal. I'm the group editor at Ymedia. As we all know, April 28th, that's the day we're having our federal elections. And as always, Ymedia and Brampton Board of Trade, we have partnered to bring you the election debates. These debates will be broadcasted on Rogers 828, Bell 857, Telus 2418, and Ignite 707. And we also have our special guest Vijay with me from Brampton Board of Trade. Sir, a very warm welcome on Ymedia.
Thank you so much, and thank you to the Ymedia team for collaborating with the Brampton Board of Trade to facilitate what I believe to be a very important cornerstone of our democracy, which is debate. And to that end, I'd like to welcome two candidates running in Brampton South. We have running independently Mr. Manmohan Kaur, who is running independently in the riding. And we also have Sukhdeep Kang, who's running on behalf of the Conservative Party of Canada in Brampton South. Welcome to the two of you.
Thank you.
I'd also, for everyone's awareness watching, we have sent invites to everyone running in Brampton South. Unfortunately, not all of them decided to participate in this discussion, but we are especially grateful to these two candidates for sharing their time with us today. I'd also like to welcome our panel of community members who will be asking pointed questions to the candidates. We have Kristen Nagel, the Director of Government Relations at Achieve, and Mohit Sharma, the President and CEO of Zochem, and a member of our Board of Directors here at the Brampton Board of Trade. So, if everyone's ready, I'd like to turn it over to the candidates to provide opening remarks. I'll give you each 2 minutes, and don't mind me, I have this very polite bell here to ensure that you are aware that you have about 10 seconds left. So I'll offer you two minutes, and by order of last name, I'll start with Ms. Kang.
Hello, I'm Sukhdeep Kang, your Conservative candidate for Brampton South. I'm a former police officer, current business owner, a mother, a proud Bramptonian, and a community advocate. I came to this country with nothing but dreams and determination to achieve the Canadian dream that we all share. I'm grateful that this country has given me many opportunities to fulfill my dreams and also to give back to the community. I'm a big believer of women and youth empowerment, helping seniors, and also rebuilding our struggling healthcare system by committing to raise $10 million for the William Osler Health Center by 2030. I'm the living example of Canadian dream that anyone can come from anywhere and can achieve anything through hard work and can raise the family in a safe and affordable neighborhoods. Unfortunately, that dream is slipping away. Brampton is going through a crime wave with rise in car theft, carjacking, extortions, shootings, violent home invasions, and robberies. Immigration system is broken, housing prices doubled, the cost of living has skyrocketed, jobs and opportunities are disappearing, businesses are failing, and insolvencies are up. Big lineups at the food banks, tent cities have popped up, dangerous drugs threaten our youth. All of this was before Donald Trump. We need to bring a change. We need a new conservative government that will put people first with the lower taxes, lower housing cost, create more opportunities, and stop the crime. If we want a government that will make the life affordable and bring safety back on to our streets, vote Conservative, vote Sukhdeep Kang.
Thank you, Ms. Kang. Mr. Kaur, your 2 minutes.
My name is Manmohan Kaur. I'm an independent candidate from Brampton South. I'm living in this Brampton South riding last 25 years and working as a real estate agent. And I live, work, and serve the same community. And I know all the problems, I know the issues. So I'm representing the voters of my constituencies because all the leaders, they failed to deliver. So everyone was saying me to represent them, so I decided to contest this election as an independent candidate. And I came from India as an engineer. I was basically engineer, Bachelor of Engineering. But when I came from India to see Canada first time, the systems I saw, they were beautiful. Everything was great. And there was no crime, no housing problem, no jobs, and everybody was progressing day by day. But over the last 10 years, because I live in the community, their problems and my problems are the same. So I see there is a really downfall, all the standards we have right now, like it's going day by day more down. So I have decided to take this challenge and represent Brampton South and Brampton, so we can overall improve the life of all the people, residents, all the Canadians. So that's why I'm contesting independent candidate from Brampton South.
Thank you so much to the both of you. To begin, we'd like to go around the room and ask a few questions, and we'll start with none other than the man himself, Mr. Ymedia Jaswal.
Okay, thank you so much. My question for you, Ms. Kang, and of course, after she responds, you can also join for the response. Both of you are from business field, and you've been doing very well in your business. You just mentioned you're living a Canadian dream. Then why would you leave your business and join politics?
It's a very interesting question. You're not the first one to ask. I think it's a need of the time. I have mentioned in my previous interviews as well. My father was an army officer. I was a uniform officer in here, and this country has given me so much that I will always owe, and I think this is the time to stand up for Canadians. We're struggling in every phase, starting from economy, crime is up, immigration system is broken, and people are feeling hopeless. I think it's time to bring the change, and I believe since I've been working within the community, for the community, I think I will make the best choice for my Bramptonians.
Okay, Mr. Crore.
So the reason why I'm contesting, the reason is I live in the area, I work in the area, I know everybody's problem because I'm facing the same problem. So I like watching every day what's happening. Even last 10 days back, somebody lost their young son, 22 years old, due to these criminal activities, which hurt me a lot. And there are other killings happen. Theft is a normal, car theft, or even in I was watching even a truck trailer full of goods, they're stolen nowadays. And I see lots of people, those involved, like they're I say tarnishing our community actually. But there are only few people, those are doing it. But I thought I have to take control of these things. We have to make a strict laws so we can control all the criminals and people can live peacefully everything.
Yeah, quick follow-up, 30 seconds for both of you, starting with you, 30 seconds. Offer solutions, 1, 2, in just 30 seconds. What will you do if you become an MP?
First of all, for the criminal, I just want to strict laws, and bail, like a catch and bail shouldn't be there. They should be reviewed properly, and they should be jailed properly. Even there is, I was seeing El Salvador, there's a big prison. Look at those, how they are controlling all prisoners there, and their country is the most peaceful. Even Dubai, nobody do the crime. Why in Canada? So there should be strict laws. They should be scared of doing any crime.
Thank you. Thank you. 30 seconds for you, Ms. Kanka.
So if we were to talk about crime, our leader been talking almost since ever he became the opposition leader to repeal Bill C-75 and C-5. And now as we are in campaign, he also has added that Bill C-75 and C-5 is to catch and release policies, and also tougher penalties for the repeat offenders. Now he has mentioned that if there are 3 serious crimes, if someone does 3 serious crimes, there will be 10-year jail without bail. And the person, whoever is in the jail, he has to prove that he's able to come back to the society before he is released.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. Thank you, and thank you for the questions, Mr. Jaswal. I'd like to turn it over to Kristen to ask her question.
Thank you. I'd like to ask you a question about immigration policy. We know that Brampton's economic vitality depends heavily on newcomers, on international students. In your opinion, where has the last government, fallen short on immigration policy, and what would you do better if you were elected? And we'll start with Mohan.
Oh, sure. First of all, we are blessed that Canada is the only country where people can come, right? And especially the students, they are allowing, but they have to be now very careful for the future, right? They made lots of mistakes because lots of, you can say, they were not students actually, they were looking jobs, and some percentage of people, they start criminal activities. So we have to be very, very careful. When people are coming, they should be a little mature, and they should have at least vocational training, or they can come and start giving value to the system instead of involving other activities. And even we have to make a proper arrangement. Like if we are calling the student, we have to provide them proper jobs, proper system. Even there are no universities or sometimes there is no building, but in paper there are university or school and lots of students are coming. So we have to make sure that everything should be on the ground and properly investigated. Then they should be getting the immigration to this country.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
So our economy, Canadian economy should not depend on international students, first of all. And I believe in immigration because I'm an immigrant and this country is built on immigrants. But we have to have responsible or accountable immigration policies. If we are bringing people, we have to give them some vision. Like when I came as an immigrant, I was able to find the job, I was able to buy the house. But now that dream is kind of slipping away from immigrants. So if there is, we have to have proper infrastructure to accommodate. If we are bringing, say, 100,000 students, we have to provide them housing. We have to provide them, if we allow them to work, how many hours they can work. There was no vision. And moreover, there are more people than even their own census. Now I believe we have over 1 million people who we don't even know where they are. So I think being responsible for the immigration policies will kind of fix the problems.
Thank you. Maybe as a follow-up to that, what would your opinion be in terms of the number of international students that we should have in the country? Do you think there should be a cap, or what would that maybe look like in a policy sense from your party?
I would not be able to give a number because I'm not there yet. I'm not MP yet, but definitely Conservative been known for being responsible when it comes to immigration. So definitely, bringing international students, giving opportunity for foreign students to come to our country, it's a great opportunity for us to even bring intelligent people, to bring the intellect from different countries. If there is a path forward, if we don't have anything to offer to them, then I cannot say anything about that. So let me be there, let me be part of the Conservative government. But one thing I can assure you, that there will be immigration for sure, and there will be responsible immigration, where people don't commit suicide, where people don't go do the protest, where people believe that they belong to this country and they will do the best for this country.
So immigration is the backbone of Canada, and it's not, they just started, and so they were underpopulated. It's a big country, they need people. And immigrants are coming all over the world, right, in Canada. But they need a young force to deliver. But our government has to make some policies. When they come over, they have to make proper arrangement for how they are going to help them, so they are part of the progress of our country. So they have to provide them proper living, proper education, or give them skills. Vocational training is most important because everybody is unique. Everybody has some skill. Government has to start finding everybody's skills. So they start contributing. They start showing their passion for Canada. Because people come for some different visa, they are doing something different. They have to identify what they love doing. They should be doing those things. And there are lots of opportunities in Canada. Yeah.
Thank you for that question, and I'll turn it over to Mohit for your question.
Thanks, Vijay, and thank you, Mohan and Sukhdeep, for spending your time here today, where other candidates decided not to, so it's very much appreciated. Sukhdeep, you mentioned in your opening comments about business insolvencies and a tough environment for them, and it didn't just start when Trump showed up, which, yes. However, with Mr. President Trump now in office, tariffs on essential goods, they're affecting global trade patterns and how those are shifting. What's your party's plan to ensure Brampton businesses stay competitive on a global scale and protecting local industry?
So as I mentioned previously, Trump became president only 3 months ago. The tariff came only after he became president. But our economy was struggling even prior to that. almost for the, since our Liberals came in power, we've been struggling. But for the past 3 years, I have seen so many insolvency, even the people whom I know personally, at least 40 people that I always kind of mention personally that I know have filed bankruptcy, their businesses filed bankruptcy, they personally filed bankruptcy, so it is hitting us hard. But for Conservative, whatever plan is, we have a short-term plan, we have a medium-term and long-term plan. Short-term will be if we were to deal with tariffs, we have to retaliate. Medium-term is we have to negotiate with him, with Mr. Trump, about this agreement that we have, USMA, the United States, Canada, and Mexico agreement, that we should negotiate. And the third one is long-term, how we can make our country self-reliant. I think at this time, in the past decade, what we'll have lost is we have not made our country self-reliant. So it's important to make our country self-reliant.
Got it. Thank you.
So, my opinion is Canada has to be self-dependent, and it's an awakening call for Canada. They have actually, we call it an opportunity or a blessing in disguise. So over-dependence is always bad. So now, because Canada is the second largest country in the world, and they have enough land, they have lots of resources, natural resources, all important resources we have, right? For example, crude oil, or you can say even like a very unique earth mineral, we call it, and they have like uranium, nickel, other stuff, where even other countries are looking for that. Only few countries have those, Canada has. So even we can negotiate. We are in the bargaining position. If they raise the tariff, we should give like a right price, whatever stuff we have. So we have everything. We have to just develop our own system so people have jobs, houses, everything is there. We have to set our home in order. Actually.
Thank you so much. Thank you for that. Can I give it back to you for a follow-up?
Yes, just a quick follow-up, and if we can start with you, Mr. Crow. Is there a specific example of something that you would change that would help the global competitiveness here in Brampton?
Overall, we need diversification. Actually, we don't look at the US only. There are lots of other countries from Europe. They may be interested coming over. They want to bring their industry. They want to bring money. They will give us all the job, whatever we need. Government has to just support them. So they have to facilitate that lots of industry could come here. People can have jobs there. So instead of looking at US, but there should be really good relationship with US because it's the important neighbor, right? So my important role will be how we can make Canada strong. This is more important for me.
Understood. Mrs. King.
Can you repeat your question?
Sure. I was just asking if there's one specific change, whether it's a policy change or a bill you would enact or want to push forward that would help the global competitiveness for industries here in Brampton.
So I think lowering the tax will really help to begin with. And another thing which I do have friends who are in business, they are loving the policy that Pierre Poilievre has announced that we will capital gain exemption if we are reinvesting in the country. So that will encourage more and more businesses to invest in the country. And if we are paying less tax, we will have more spending power. We will be more into businesses. And also, Pierre Poilievre has said 350,000 internships for the boots on ground, where we will develop skilled people, to build the homes and to do other trade jobs. So that will really help to kind of boost our system, economy, and jobs.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. And if I may follow up on that, Ms. King, Mr. Poilievre has talked about the importance of fiscal responsibility, of managing the country's finances. You mentioned just now the reinvestment policy,
Yes.
the capital gains reinvestment policy. Other policies include removing GST for homes under
Yes.
1.3 million.
1.3 million, yeah.
And if you lowering the income tax,
Income
for
tax,
example. These are all policies that will increase the deficit. So my question to you is, what is that balance between fiscal responsibility and some of the tax cuts that Mr. Polyev is suggesting?
If we really think overall, when I look at the debt service that we are having now, if we control that, lowering tax will not hurt us. So we have probably the highest debt service at this time, the interest rate that we are paying for the debt that we incurred in the past 10 years. So I think if we are spending responsibly, lowering tax doesn't hurt.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Crowd, would you like to answer that or respond to that?
I'm independent candidate, so I'll be asking all the questions to all the parties, right? So they have to answer me all the questions, right? So I don't want to go into detail for that.
Sure, thank you. I'll pass it back to Ymedia to ask another question.
Yeah, sure. We've talked about productivity, per capita, GDP, and our standard of life. So both of you run businesses.
Yes.
You've run a very successful business. I'll start with you, Ms. Kang. What do you think the government should be doing to raise per capita GDP, our quality of life? How do we support businesses? How do we create high-paying jobs over? How do we facilitate that environment?
There's a lot that is broken during 10 years of Liberals. We have to fix a lot of things. But I believe that we have to, like Bill C-69, we are sitting on, we are naturally rich as a country. If we have a pipelines, if we have LNG plants, if we have, we are creating jobs for our own people. I think that itself will help us a lot, rather than buying from outside. If we create our own, we have a few plants that have left for automakers. They have left us and they have moved to USA and to other countries. Why can't we encourage them to work, keep the businesses in Canada? So if we do, if we are lowering the tax, if we encourage people to invest in Canada, federal government is kind of helping them by lowering tax, by creating more opportunities. As Pierre has said, if we have a Canadian-made cars, we will cut the GST. So that will boost basically more and more productivity and more opportunities for Canadians.
Mr. Crow?
My opinion is right now Canada is almost exporting everything, from small item to all the items we are using every day. So we have lots of resources. We have manpower. Our government has to start helping all the businesses so we can start producing everything locally. So for me, it is very important. They should start building the country now, because it may take few years, maybe 4 or 5 years. At least they will be totally independent, and so they can grow to any level.
Just a follow-up on this one. You were saying we need to make our country self-reliant, and you used the word, self-dependent, right? So self-reliant, if you're using that word, how do we do that? Which countries do we engage with? We are seeing, U.S. turning hostile. They're saying we want to, annex your country. We have challenges in Europe as well. We do not have a very good relationship with China. We've had issues with India as well. So where do we go? Where do we go? As much as I agree that yes, we have natural resources, we can be the biggest energy supplier to Japan, China, India, but we don't have good relationship now. We've been listening about free trade agreements. So what should we do now?
I think if you recall Harper, Prime Minister Harper's era, at that time our relationship with almost every country was great. I actually enjoyed joining his trip to India, and he was welcome everywhere. We had a great relationship with China, USA, and everyone. we failed, liberals failed to build the relationship. Rather, they created more and more problem in last 10 years with almost every country. We don't have a good relationship with China. We don't have a good relationship with Russia. We don't have a good relationship with Japan. We don't have a good relationship with the USA. So if we are taking pride in saying that, oh, you know, Trump has not used governor to Mr. Carney, that is not our achievement. That is basically, it's kind of shame for us if our neighbor country president can call a name to our prime minister. For me, it is very important that conservative come in power and we build a relationship, or we kind of start, we bring everyone on table and we do business with them. And that is how we will go forward to building the country again.
Yeah, Mr. Crowd, your take.
So, it's all geopolitical nowadays. Every country is dependent on other countries. No country has everything. So they need, everybody need somebody else help, right? So we can co-create some of the things which are not possible now for Canada. So good thing is so far they were having good relation with lots of countries, but because all the time due to this economic situation, things keep changing. But it's not, we cannot rearrange everything. This is they need a willpower to bring all the people on the table so they can help each other and build a better and a safe and so everybody is happy for that.
Okay, thank you.
Kristen, another question from you.
Thank you. Sukhdeep, in your opening remarks, you mentioned that you're a big supporter of women and youth empowerment.
Yes.
I think that, you know, a lot of other topics across the election have maybe gotten a lot more focus for certain reasons, but I think the topic of women and of youth maybe is not as loud. And so with that, I'd like to ask you, if elected, what would you do differently to help support women and or youth at a time when youth unemployment is at some of its highest numbers in over a decade, and similarly rates of gender-based violence against women is also at levels that people would consider an epidemic here in the Peel region?
So I will say, you know, this country has given me many opportunities to fulfill my dreams, and I've been personally, from a business and from my own charity, I've been supporting a lot of young women and youth. The reason I am doing it, I believe strong women create strong nation, and youth is our future. And my dream is that if I can create opportunities, say in a year, if I can create opportunity for 100 people, those 100 people will probably create opportunity for, you know, maybe even if one create opportunity for 10 people, they can create opportunity for 1,000 people. I'm committed that I will personally, as well as professionally, I will continue investing in women and youth. And also, I'm a great believer that there is, you know, there is a lot of crime against women. Almost every second day, a woman is being murdered, and intimate partner violence is there. So I'm also invested in, you know, making those women's voice heard. So I will be creating opportunities, investing in them, my time, energy, money, as well as I'm protecting them.
Thank you.
Mr. Kroll, would you like to respond to that as well?
For me, like women and men, they are all same. I'll be working for empowerment of both genders. I'm not gender biased, so we have to help everyone. No, because we are already know, especially in Canada, we have equal rights, right? So we will take care of everyone, not just for one gender. So that's my goal.
Thank you.
Yeah.
All right, Mohit, I'll put it over to you for the next question.
I appreciate it, Vijay. You know, we've talked a lot about the economics of where Canada is and where it may go. Something that's not new to any of us, especially here in Brampton, is the housing crisis and how acute that is. Wait lists are long. The affordability just continues to get tougher and tougher One of the things that I'd like to ask is, will you commit to supporting investment into housing that for more affordable needs and deeply affordable for nonprofit housing? Is that something that you would support? And I'll put that over to you, Mr. Crode, to start.
Yeah, I really appreciate that you asked that question. Housing affordability is a big challenge nowadays. Everybody came to Canada that they're going to have a house. Now, it's very hard for people to buy a house. Then maintaining is another big issue. The way the interest rate is, the way other things are happening. So I promote because especially in Canada, we have lots of land. Instead of just focusing on Toronto, we can have lots of other satellite cities or other smaller cities where the land is cheaper and people even willing to move out of bigger cities, right? And if there is any affordable housing government plan, that's good because it's all supply and demand. If there is enough supply and demand is less, prices go down naturally, right? And then they have to help. Another thing is controlling the interest rate, right? So that's important. Two things are actually right now main.
If I could actually follow up on that. Yeah. You mentioned a couple of things, the interest rate being one of them. That is monetary policy. The governor of the Bank of Canada controls that. It wouldn't be the Prime Minister nor the House of Commons. If you could point, before we turn it over to Ms. Kang, if you could point to very specific policies that you're looking to advance to address the housing crisis, we'd appreciate hearing that.
Important is, as I mentioned, because there is lots of land right now the builders are holding, prime lands, and if they just they should have a policy that all the builders, they can participate and buy the land and build cheaper homes.
Okay, thank you for that. If Ms. Kang, if you could point to specific policies to address the housing crisis, that'd be appreciated.
So PA Poly has announced that on up to $1.3 million, there will be no GST. And if the cities support us with the development charges, the cost saving will be about $115,000 per house. Shovel-ready zones, if the city allows or kind of identify, we will be supporting. And red tape reduction. If there is any permit issues or any kind of hiccups, we will kind of expedite on that. And as far as not-for-profit housing goes, if there is any program which is in place now, I will support that.
Excellent. So I'm happy to hear about the not-for-profit housing. With respect to red tape and working with, I assume, municipalities to speed up or streamline approvals, there are some jurisdictional challenges with that, right? Municipalities largely, that's the municipality's purview, nested within the provincial sort of structure. What does working with these partners mean to Mr. Poilievre and to your party? What sorts of things will you encourage them to do?
Can you elaborate a little bit more on this question?
Yeah, so what is the federal government's ability to actually influence municipalities to address red tape, to address municipal taxes?
I think there are many projects where all three levels of government will have to work together. Fine example is LRT, and some will be housing. There will be. They all have to collaborate to achieve the goals.
Thank you for that answer. And I asked Ms. Kang for some additional input. I want to invite you to also speak to that.
Yeah, whatever laws right now, we have to make them smooth. So they're all the obstructions and clearance, they should be very smooth. So they are done at the right time, quickly done. So lots of development will expedite with that.
Thank you. Thank you for that. Ymedia, please, another question? Yeah,
one of the challenges that we have faced, and I asked in a previous debate as well, but I want to hear both of your opinions. This time we'll start with you, Mr. Crode. I've been asking this question for almost good 20 years to many different leaders now, even to prime ministers or any leaders as well. We have people from both sides of the fences here, and we have seen some violent protest And from last 20 years, this is one of the major challenges that I always thought Canada would face. We have issues in the Middle East. We have violent protest over here. We have issues in South Asia. We have violent protest over here, burning the flag of Canada, death to Canada, death to America, all these things. So starting with you, Mr. Crowd, how will you bring back, what is your idea? I want to start this discussion. As a leader, how would you bring back the focus to Canada? There are so many issues over here, infrastructure, healthcare, education. We haven't even talked, we are almost till the end of our debates, we haven't even used the word innovation. We have innovation, we had innovation minister. Innovation, how do we create high-paying jobs? How do we bring the capital investment over here? So there are a million issues that Canada is facing, but here we are, as much as I would agree, I've listened to this answer before many times, and I agree, in media, peaceful protests are definitely part of any democratic system. They are integral part, I agree. But then how do we focus on all these issues? People are living in their own dreamland and focused on issues back home. They should be talking about Canada more and more. That is the challenge. And when we see violent protest, I think it really bothers me. And that is precisely the reason that, yes, US today, they have really shaken us up. But guys, you are not focused on your vision, on your future. Please, Mr. Karod.
First of all, Canada, they have to focus more on their people, our own citizens, because lots of people I know from all over the world here, they came with dreams, and but they are back home, they have all the issues. And Canada has to be very careful where to align, where not to align. Especially Canada, sometime in other countries they are spending money, which is costing our citizens here, right? They have to think before, for example, if somewhere is a war going on, right? Canada is a peaceful country. They have to make sure they don't go for killing or where the people are suffering. I personally feel they shouldn't waste their money, although they have to keep good relation, but not to spend billions of dollars outside. They should focus more on there. Although they need alliance, they need partners at the international level, but they should focus more here. That's my opinion.
Ms. Kank.
It's a very sensitive issue that you have raised. I truly believe that we came to this country believing in this country, and we should focus on in this country. We have a big issues to deal with at this time. Our economy is struggling. The crime is it's higher than ever. Almost like the criminals have made us a playground. So then we have to think of how we deal with tariffs. We have to deal with, I'm into politics. Not that I just love to be part of this. I'm into politics because I believe if my father fought for his country, I have to fight for this country. There is a lot to fight for us to save this country. And I believe in peace. I believe in freedom of speech. I believe in peaceful protests. But when it comes to violence, I think it's not something that we should, as a Canadian, we should tolerate, and especially on our own soil.
Just to follow up, and at this time, I'll start with you, Ms. Kang, and for you as well, 30 seconds. You'll take 30 seconds or a minute each on this one. We hear populist statements, and I think we used to hear all this in South Asia, that part of world from where we belong, and precisely that is the reason, because of all those populist statements, we are here. Our priorities were misplaced, and here again, I see candidates talking about foreign issues here. I see candidates, let alone MPs. Then they become MPs, then they're talking about, we should do this in Pakistan. We should do this in Israel. We should do this in Russia, Middle East, as if they're even listening to them. And this way, they're just, giving populist statement to the constituents. And that way, I have to say this, sometimes I see elected officials or candidates or even cabinet ministers for that matter, wading into issues which are not related to us. How do we bring back this focus? So both of you are now running for public office. If you become member of parliament, I know you're an independent, but would you spread this around that let's focus here? Let me not give any populist statement just for getting the votes, because we have seen issues back home because of identity politics. Ms. Kank, we'll start with you.
I will repeat myself. This country has given me a lot, and my focus is, I'm a truer than true Canadian. My focus is Canada. My focus is not, what is happening in other people's homes. We have to fix. We have a lot to fix. It will take us, few years. We cannot fix overnight. So we have a lot ahead of us to fix. So rest assured, I am, focusing on Canada, in Canada, within Canada. That's all.
Thank you, sir.
Definitely, we have immigrants from all countries, but main focus should be how we can set our home first in order, instead of just showing that Canada can bring 25,000 from this country, 25 from this country, and they're paying lots of money. First, your own citizens, they're without jobs, they have no money, no food, lots of inflation. So my focus will be tell everybody to first focus in Canada, how we can improve our life, our kids' life. This is more important.
Thank you.
Thank you. And before I move it back to Kristen, I want to ask just a question. Maybe we can get 30 seconds on this from each of you. Of course, Ms. Sonia Sidhu, I use the word incumbent to perhaps the frustration of some of my political science professors, but truly, I suppose the previous seat holder for Brampton South is not here with us. I think it's worth making some space to offer some critique of her tenure as the MP for Brampton South. So I might start with you, Mr. Crore. What is your critique of the Liberal, I guess, the past few years of Liberal leadership?
That's a great question. I wish Sonia Sidhu was here, because all the questions were directed toward her, because she was in power last 3 terms, 10 years. But by not joining this debate, probably she already surrendered. She lost the seat, what I feel. Otherwise, there was a great platform. She should come here, discuss with us, because I'm an independent candidate. I have more questions because I'm representing the public, people. I have the problem. I want to discuss with her directly. By not showing, she already, I feel, lost a job already.
If I could just redirect the spirit of the question, it's more critiquing policy and specific choices of the Liberals. Ms. Khan.
So, it's unfortunate she's not here. I've been going door to door, and Bramptonians, specifically Brampton South, the people raise the question. Crime is #1 question that people have been asking. The second question is affordability. And not once, not twice, 3 terms she's been the member of parliament. We lost 1 decade of our life to her. And in those 10 years, she has not, there have been chances where she could have supported. Car theft was a big issue. Extortion is a big issue. She failed to address. Conservative MPs brought those bills or motions, and she opposed them. And when she is in public, she said, no, I support it, now we will do this. Why she's lying to people?
Okay.
So that will be my question to her. I wish she was here.
Thank you, Ms. Kang. Kristen, over to you again.
Thank you. Memo, you had mentioned that when you came to Canada that you were an engineer by training. And so with that, my question is about what you would do if elected to help alleviate some of the barriers that many newcomers face when they come to Canada, which is using their professional credentials from their home of origin. We know that that's one of the #1 barriers to them actually stepping in and becoming a doctor or nurse or an engineer. And it's been a challenge that governments for decades have tried to address. What would you do, or what policies would you hope to see that could help alleviate this challenge for newcomers?
That's a great question. Every country, there are lots of professionals. They are already in Canada. They are qualified, but they are doing all odd jobs, and there is always an exam to check their ability. Are they qualified? There should be an exam for every professional. If they qualify, if they can do this job, they should be given jobs, Because, for example, the doctors, I came from the hospital, I see there is a lineup. The reason? Because we don't have facilities. We don't have enough doctors, enough nurses. They're already here. They have to just appear for exam, give them opportunity, and especially federal government should give lots of funding for hospitals. So the waiting time should be reduced. There is too much waiting time. This I'm talking about one profession. This is same thing for all the professions. There are lots of professionals. There are lots of talent already in the country. They have to just provide them opportunities so they can invest their time and money there.
So as Manmohan said, we have 20,000 foreign trained doctors and 32,000 foreign trained nurses who are in our country. Yet we have a 6.5 million Canadian waiting to find a family doctor. So Conservative are committed to bring a Blue Seal test where where foreign trained doctors or nurses will go through the testing and will be eligible to work in a Canadian healthcare system.
Thank you so much. And Mohit Sharma.
Thank you. We talked a little bit before about trying to implement maybe a deeper sense for nonprofit housing and helping those who are less fortunate. Just kind of piggybacking off of that, what would you see, with the current economic climate, the environment that we're in, what would you see as something you would push, or would you support creating more of a policy or a movement to support the nonprofit organizations who are providing services to these people within Brampton? And I can start with you, Ms. Kang.
So this will be collaborative effort. It is not that federal government will just bring the funding. The city has to be ready. The province has to support that. Then I will be the voice for Bramptonians. If mayor comes to me and there is a space or there is a need, if I do have a business plan, I'd be happy to address that issue and be their voice in the House of Commons.
If I could just follow up on that, what are some conditions that need to be met for municipalities to receive this money? And the reason I ask this is because we had members of Metamorphosis who joined our community panel, and although this is primarily a provincial challenge, there was a report last year that identified just shy, I believe, about $800 million or so, $868 million in terms of a funding shortfall for community services in Peel in particular. From the perspective of many, I should say, Brampton and Peel region is underfunded, and there's been a concerted effort to find additional revenue sources, whether it be from the provincial government or the federal government. What is your perspective on the conditions that need to be met for municipalities to receive this money?
So for me, I have to know, since I'm not the member of parliament, our current incumbent member of parliament is absent. She could probably explain more. So I really don't know, but I'm sure that nothing happens if we were to build affordable housing in Brampton or in Mississauga or wherever. It's a collaborative effort. So I'm not sure what that will be, but I'd be happy to know and learn more about that.
Thank you for that. Thank you for that. And Mr. Crowd.
So it's a name says a non-profit, right? So first of all, its actual price will go down if there is not profit included, right? And so cities, they are ready to help us. They have all infrastructure. Just they need maybe some funding so they can make it convenient for all the organization.
Sorry, if I can rephrase or paraphrase what I think I understand. You're saying that if on April 28th you are successful and you become a member of parliament, you are not willing to support the nonprofit sector in delivering critical services?
We always support a non-profit organization as long as they're helping our people. They need accommodation, right? People are happy, so definitely, but we have to make an arrangement from where we can arrange those money resources, right? We have to make sure. So we have to find those sources, then they can definitely, we will ask for funding for them too.
Okay. All right, thank you for that additional clarity. Related to this, we have sent a pledge to every candidate we've engaged with during these discussions, and we emailed this pledge to you. So, of course, public transit infrastructure is a advocacy point that we champion at the Brampton Board of Trade. And just last month, the federal government visited Brampton City Hall and announced their intention to conditionally support the tunneled LRT extension into downtown Brampton. Now, we were disappointed to see that there was no dollar figure attached to this, and that this money would only be made available in 2026. We're asking, if elected, will you ensure that the Brampton tunneled LRT project is fully funded, work collaboratively with all levels of government to ensure the project proceeds without delay, and champion infrastructure investments that reflect the needs and priorities of Brampton residents? And I'll start with Ms. Kang.
So first of all, it will be a milestone for Bramptonian if we get that LRT. I thought I've been hearing since 2018, because it was a big agenda in one of the election, that LRT is coming, we are getting funding, or we will get funding. But now I was talking to Jay and he said, no, we've been hearing it since 2014. Another thing which bothers me is 2 days before the rate drops, Liberals made a big drama and that we got this big funding, 3 billion funding. There were all level of officials, municipal, provincial, and federal. Our councillor, regional councillor, mayor, our MPPs, and our 5 MPs were present in that meeting. I would like to know from the board, you can give me more clarity on that. Was that Liberal gimmick just to win the election, or was there any announcement, or was there anything that dollar amount has been assigned to Bramptonians, or it is just a bluff?
That's a level of editorializing that I think I'll let the viewer make up their mind on. But what I will say is, well, let me ask this. Would a Conservative government ensure that this LRT project is funded without delay?
As I said, it will be a milestone for Brampton, which is pending for many, many years. It is almost 10 years since I've been listening now. So if our city is ready, if our province is ready, if all the conditions are met, I will be your strong voice in House of Commons and I will support LRT.
Thank you, Ms. Kang. I appreciate that. Mr. Kror, may I ask, you are an independent candidate. Should you be successful on April 28th, you will not have the infrastructure of a party to support you. But what are your plans to advance, should you be successful, advance the LRT project in the House of Commons?
This is a dream project for Brampton, and I will do anything possible. I'll collaborate with other even parties, because I'm independent. I'll be fighting for my citizen, for my city. So whatever is possible, I'll do my best to arrange the funds so this project is completed as soon as possible, so people can benefit and my city can benefit from that. Yeah, I'll do everything possible for that.
Okay, wonderful. Thank you. Thanks to both of you. Thank you to our panel. I want to thank the viewers as well for watching and for ensuring that you are an informed voter as you decide to either vote at the advanced polls during the Easter long weekend or on E-Day on April 28th. Thank you so much once again, and I'll pass it over to Ymedia for final remarks.
Yeah, first of all, I'd like to thank our panel members today for taking our time. Thank you so much. We really appreciate your time. I wish all the candidates were here. We would have more interesting discussion, but thank you once again to both of you for your time. Thank you so much to Brampton Board of Trade and your entire team. You've been an amazing sport. Thank you so much. All these debates will be available on Brampton Board of Trade different areas, the different platforms of Brampton Board of Trade. They will announce that. But also we'll be broadcasting this on Channel Y, Rogers 857, Bell 828, Telus 2418, Ignite 707. Some highlights will also be there in midweek newspaper as well. Thank you once again. Thank you so much. Stay tuned with Ymedia. Thank you.
Ymedia Group, the fastest growing media group in North America.